Toni and Troy, The Mystery of the Broken Glass, Part 4, Final Episode. Toni and Troy were just arrested for attempting to break into the dojo and were accused of all the vandalism in the neighborhood. They have to find a way to clear their name. No one in the neighborhood is talking to them, not even their friends. At the park, Toni and Troy see a group of their former friends playing and walk up to them. "Hey everyone! We need your help to find the kids vandalizing the neighborhood," says Troy. "I think we are looking at them," says Clyde. "You know I had nothing to do with the vandalism," says Troy. "You were caught red-handed breaking into the dojo," says Jason. "We told you guys the plan before we did it. We needed the roster of names to see who is in the class. We know for a fact that someone in the class is responsible for this," says Toni. "Remember when you accused Bonnie and I?" says Clyde. "It's not so fun now, is it?" Toni and Troy apologize to Bonnie and Clyde. "We are sorry for accusing you," says Toni. "I think I can ask my uncle for the class roster," says Jason. "He is the one that teaches the class." The next evening, Jason has the roster in his hand as he meets with Toni and Troy. "The vandals keep adding the initials B and C to everything. Let's see if there is anyone on the list that has those initials," says Toni. They scan the roster, and there is no one that has the initials B and C. They remember the B and C that were on the bricks that were thrown through the windows. There was a B and C on the baseball that broke Kat's mother's window. The vandals also spray painted B and C on the side of the van in the neighborhood, and they know the vandals aren't the new neighborhood kids, Bonnie and Clyde. "Okay, maybe B and C isn't the name of a person, but the name of a company," says Jason. "I don't know. This just isn't adding up. We can't figure out who is vandalizing the neighborhood. Let's sleep on it and come up with a plan tomorrow," says Troy. The next day, Toni and Troy head to the dojo to practice martial arts. Troy is up, ready to practice fighting against one of the other members. Troy and the other member are facing each other. The bell rings, and they begin to exchange kicks and punches. The other member sweeps Troy, and Troy lands on his back. He loses the practice round. After class, a few of the members gather in the corner. Troy notices a few of the members gathered in the corner of the dojo and decides to sneak over to them to overhear their conversation. "Let's take care of it tonight," says one of the members. "We will meet at 8 p.m. and continue our plan at the school." Troy slowly makes his way back over to Toni, and they walk out of the dojo. "They are planning on vandalizing another house tonight. I overheard them talking. They are going to vandalize the school," says Troy. Toni and Troy gather Jason, Bonnie, and Clyde to tell them what they discovered. They agree to meet at the school and catch the criminals in the act. On the way, they call the police to meet them at the school. Later that night, the kids see the ninjas return to the school. There are 4 of them, with bricks in their hands. Just as the ninjas pull their hands back to throw the bricks, Troy jumps from out of the bushes to stop the vandals. He starts to wrestle one of the ninjas, and he pulls off the ninja's mask. Gasp! The ninja looks identical to Troy. Troy is in disbelief. Troy immediately wakes up from his bed in a cold sweat. His heart is pounding, and he is in a panic. Toni wakes up and is still half asleep. "What's going on?" says Toni. I just had this dream that the vandals were terrorizing the neighborhood by breaking windows, and we were arrested. We went to catch the ninjas in the act, and the ninja looked just like me," says Troy. "Why would you dream about breaking windows and kids dressing in ninja gear?" says Toni. "It has something to do with B and C, or BC, but I have no clue what it means," says Troy. "You are delusional. I am going back to bed. We have to get up early for basketball camp tomorrow," says Toni. "That's it," says Troy. "BC stands for basketball camp. For some reason, I am frightened of basketball camp." Find out what happens to Troy in basketball camp next week. If you like our videos, don't forget to subscribe